So today we're going to be doing a demonstration on wiping down the operatory. It's going to be one of the first skills that you're going to learn here in clinic. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be going through the types of gloves that we use here. You're going to see these gloves. These are utility gloves. And the utility gloves are going to be the gloves that we use to wipe the rooms down when we disassemble our tray setups, and when we take our trays to sterilization, we will be using these gloves. Utility gloves are just that. They're going to be used when you're working with chemicals and not to be used around patients or intraorally with patients. Then you're going to see over gloves, and these are used over treatment gloves or over clean hands, and we will demonstrate that as we go through the demonstration. And then we have our treatment gloves. So the treatment gloves are used when we do intraoral treatment and when we're working on our patients, okay? So when we start wiping our rooms down, what we need to do is we need to start with our PPE. We need to have glasses. We will get a mask, and we will place our mask on because we will be working with chemicals. And then we're going to wash our hands. You wash your hands with warm water, not too hot. We don't want to dry out our hands. And give them a good dry. Before we start wiping the op down, what we need to do is we need to take out the materials that we need to use when we start cleaning our ops. So we need our evacuation cleaner. We need our Windex to clean our glass products. And we will also be taking down our water reservoir with an ICX tab, okay? So first of all, what we can do is we can fill up our reservoir with clean hands, and when we do that, we can open up our little ICX tablet, and not touching the tablet, we're going to drop it into our reservoir, just like that, and then we can come over and fill up our reservoir. And we're going to do this at the beginning of every morning, and if it runs out during the day. Okay? And then we can hook it up here, just like that, and then our water is set. So now before we start wiping the op down, we're going to run our lines. And because we're going to be working with chemicals, we're going to be putting on our utility gloves. And with our lines, we're going to take our HVE and our LVE, we're going to place it on the evacuation container, and we're going to turn those on, and we're going to let those lines run, and while that's running, we're going to be flushing our air water line. And we're going to run this 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at the end of the day, and 30 seconds between patients. Okay. All right. So just say we're doing this first thing in the morning or beginning of the workday, and just say we've done this for 2 minutes. There. So we'll put that back. And as I'm finishing each thing that we need to do, I'm going to be putting our items back. Okay, we don't want them left out on the counter. Just sometimes we make mistakes and we get in a hurry and we leave things out, so I want to put things away as I use them. Okay? And then we're going to have our Windex, and our Windex is going to clean our overhead light and our mirror. When we use our Windex, we want to spray the Windex into the paper towel, and we want to clean our light. Okay, we want to clean our light, we want to clean our mirror, and we want to clean our safety glasses. because we don't want to give our patient dirty glasses. Okay. All right. So that's done. Now I can put my Windex away. And now I can start wiping the rooms down. So one thing I also want you to notice is I have taken out everything that I need that needs to be wiped down, and I've put it on the back counter. You can find them sometimes back here, or you can find it in this area here. But I've taken it out and have everything ready to be wiped down. So I'm going to take an Optum, and I'm just going to take one sheet, and I'm going to start my initial wipe down. The initial wipe down is for cleaning. So I'm going to be cleaning all the surfaces that are going to be touched on this side of the operatory. So you think about all the touch surfaces. And then move that over here. This could be a touch surface. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work my way around the room. So I've got my operator's chair, the handles, the seat, all the things that could be touched. I'm going to do my overhead light and both the switches. There's the on-off switch and the little toggle switch. Sometimes it gets forgotten. Okay, and that. And then I'll have my chair with the headrest, the seat, and there's little buttons on the side here that are touch surfaces, and also the handle in the back. When we have our patient placed in the chair, sometimes we need to adjust it. Okay, and my Optum is getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to get another one. And I've done my operator's chair, my patient's chair, the overhead light, and now I'm going to start with the back of the room. Okay, so I have my bib in my little bin. I've got floss. I'm wiping down the counter. As I'm wiping it, I'm putting it on the clean side of the counter. Okay, Vaseline, some Scotch tape, some toothpaste, and the appropriate pens that we're going to need for charting. Patient bib, which comes into contact with the patient, and plus the little basket that everything goes in. And this is going to eliminate cross-contamination. I'm going to wipe down the counter that it's going to be put on. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the glasses that go, the arms of the glasses, the handle of the mirror. Okay. I'm going to wipe the back counter, just like that. And then all of these touch surfaces here, okay? And then I'm going to start on my tray and my air water syringe, and I'm also going to do the hoses, and just make sure that these get untangled. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm untangling my hoses, and I'm putting them back in the proper cradle. As I'm putting them back in the cradle, I'm also wiping that down as well. Okay. The little screen. Okay, and you notice that there's no hand pieces on this yet, because the hand pieces that are going to be placed on them are going to be sterilized. Okay. And then coming over to my suction area, where my HVE and my LVE are, wiping them off, putting them in the appropriate cradle, and my air water syringe, and my Optum is getting a little bit dry, so I'm going to get another one. So remember that we're still in our cleaning mode. Let's give that a wipe. Okay, and then I'm going to come around to the assistant's chair. The little dials on the assistant's chair. You may be working with different assistants, or everybody wants to have their chair positioned a certain way, or you need to accommodate for a patient or a different operator. Okay? So what I've done now is I've done the initial wipe down, which is just the cleaning. So now I'm going to start my second wipe down, which is going to be for disinfection. So it's just like the very first one, but we're going to give everything a second wipe down, so we know that these touch areas are going to be disinfected. We might place something on these little counter areas. So once you start getting a system in, when you're wiping the room down, make sure you keep that system just so you don't forget where you left off. So you'll notice that I'm doing the same system as I did when I was cleaning the operatory. I don't need to use the Windex because you only need to do that once. Okay? Patient chair, touch surfaces, handle, touch surfaces. I'm going to get a new Optum after I do my light. And my little on-off switch and toggle switch. Okay. So this is all done, and now I'm going to start with the back counter. Okay. I'm going to wipe down my little basket. Okay. Wipe the counter down. Disinfected. Now I'm wiping everything down again, second time. Now it's disinfected. I'm going to put it back in the basket, which has been disinfected. There we go. Give chain, just like that. And wipe the counter down. The arm pieces of the glasses and the handle of the mirror, and then the counter there. And these are all the things here we're going to be using while we're doing our treatment for a patient. Back to our hoses, wiping down some of the hose, the cradle, and once again making sure that our hoses are untangled. Okay. And our HVE, and even the levers that turn it on and off. Our LVE. Okay, the cradle. And our air water. Okay. That. And if you think you've forgotten something and you go back and self-correct, that works too, just fine. Okay. Handles. Okay. There we go. So now that my operatory has been cleaned and disinfected, I'm going to throw my Optum wipe away. I'm going to take my gloves and I'm going to put them underneath the sink, and we will be getting those gloves at the end of the appointment and taking our instruments into Sterity. So before I start setting my operatory up for my patient, I'm going to wash my hands again, or you can hand sanitize. So now that I have clean hands, I'm going to start getting my armamentarium out to set up treatment for my patient. Okay. Always give my hands a little bit of a wave there. So I'm going to go into our little cupboard here. And don't forget, clean hands. These have already been wiped down. This is going to be used for the light handle, barriered. We have these little bags for our headrest covers. And getting them open is challenging. It's very challenging. I cannot get it open.
I can edit this part
Okay.
out.
I'm going to get another one.
Yeah. I'll do one of those little spinny screens, you know?
Okay. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
I think there's arrows on there.
Is there?
Yeah. No, maybe these ones are too cheap. Okay, just start it, and then, like, I will definitely, I'll cut all this out, it's no big deal.
Oh my God.
So far, it's going really good, by the way, it's
Okay,
perfect.
Okay.
And I say just keep going,
Yeah.
and I'll just make it,
Seriously? Come on. Okay, so I found,
I'm gonna be doing a blooper roll.
okay, do that. Okay, so I've had to kind of take it apart a little bit to, oh, here, look at that. Okay, they're supposed to come apart much, much easier than this. We may not have this product when you wipe the rooms down. I hope not, because they're horrible. But we're gonna put this as our headrest cover.
You know what? I just grab another one, so I'm gonna call cut, but I'm gonna keep the film going
Okay,
and do it again.
okay. Did you say cut?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I seriously can't open this. Okay. Oh, here it is, I found it.
Okay,
There we go.
and
No, I
action.
didn't, wrong one. Okay.
Okay, once I say
Oh,
action,
here, okay.
and action.
Okay, so I finally got the headrest cover open. All right, so we're gonna cover that for our patient. And then I'm gonna start taking out my barriers. I have a barrier for my air water syringe, and I have a barrier for my HVE and my LVE, okay? So I can barrier this. This is all for our best practice and patient protection. Put that over. So the barriers for the LVE and the HVE are the same. Okay. That. And that. Okay. So now that we've got our barriers, we have a couple extra ones we don't need, so I'm just gonna put those back. All right. And now we've got our patient bib. We can take out a tray, okay? And we're also going to get some scope and a tissue for our patient. And we're just gonna give them a little bit of scope before treatment. So just put about a tablespoon of scope, and you can add a little bit of water if you'd like. There we go. Okay. And then what we're going to do with clean hands, we're going to go in, we're going to get a saliva ejector, and we will take out a gauze in case we need it. And we have our patient bib. Okay. So before I go get my patient, I'm going to have a quick look around the room. I'm going to lower my chair to have it ready. And I'm going to open up my chair. We don't want the chair up too high. We don't want our patient to have to jump up on the chair or sit down too low to access it. And my operatory is now ready to receive a patient. Okay?
Cut.
Okay, so, is it still running?
Yeah, but I can
Okay.
edit it out.
All right.
It's just easier that way.
I'm just
How
gonna-
does this look, this frame?
Looks good.
Okay,
Okay, so.
good. And then you have your treatment gloves, and did you put your tape on your over gloves? So, and, so just go over there, and then I'll just edit it back in and just say, whatever the last thing you're gonna do.
All right, so.
And action.
Okay, so what we also need to do is we need to have some over gloves ready, just in case we have to go into a drawer to take out something that we forgot or that we've dropped. And the over gloves are going to allow us to do that, all right? Because if we're in the middle of treatment, we've got treatment gloves on, we don't have time to take them off and change them. The over gloves give us access to go into those drawers to get an extra air water syringe tip or an LVE. And always put the overgloves where you can access them as an operator, okay? And now I'm gonna go get my patient. Okay, all right.
That frame look okay?
Yep. Hi Kathy,
Hi.
my name's Lorna. I'm going to be your CDA today.
Hi, Lorna.
If you'd like to come in and have a seat.
Thank you.
Great. Seat. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to go over the medical history with you. Any changes in your medical history?
No.
Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to hand sanitize, and I'm going to give you just some mouthwash. Actually, before you do that,
Thank you.
before you rinse, I'm just going to put the bib on because I don't want you dribbling in
case I make a mess.
in case you make a mess. There we go.
Thank you, Lorna.
Okay. So if you'd like to rinse with that for 30 seconds. Okay. And now I'm going to retrieve her scope with treatment gloves. And as she's rinsing, I'm going to open the tray. And I'm going to get the tray ready for treatment. So everything in this tray is sterile. And I can put on my LVE, and I can put on my air water syringe tip. There we go. Okay.
Is it okay if I keep my own glasses on, Lorna? 'Cause last
Absolutely.
time they wanted me to wear safety glasses.
Yeah, so you can either leave your own glasses on, or we can give you our safety glasses, whatever you prefer.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw that away, and now, okay Kathy, so I'm just gonna put you back here.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna adjust the headrest for you a little bit, and now we're gonna put you back. Okay? So now we're putting the patient back in a position where we're going to be ready for treatment. You okay there?
Yes, that's very comfortable.
Okay. And we're going to have the light in the appropriate position, and then we're ready for treatment. All right? So we've done our treatment, and I'm going to sit Kathy up. Okay, so I'm just going to sit you up here, Kathy.
Thank you.
And I'm going to remove your bib. We're going to take the bib off with the treatment gloves because this is all contaminated. I'm going to remove this like that. Okay, Kathy. Would you like to come to the front with me? We're all done for today.
Sure.
Okay,
Thank you, Lorna.
great. I'll just take you out to reception. There you go. So once my patient has been dismissed, now I can start taking the room down. So I'm going to take out the utility gloves that I used at the beginning of the appointment, and now I can start disassembling the room. So I can take off the headrest cover. I can use this as a garbage, as a little garbage receptacle. Okay, just like that. Take everything here, and I can remove my barriers. I can remove my barriers. Okay, and they can go into my little garbage receptacle that I've made, just like that. And I can take I put everything that came out of the kit into the kit. And I'm closing my kit, trying to. Wrapping everything up, and then this can be thrown away. Okay. Just like that. And we didn't use our overgloves, so we're going to throw those away as well. Okay. And now I've got my exam kit, and we're going to take it into sterilization, all right? And when I take it to sterilization, I'm going to drop it into the ultrasonic, and then this is where I'm going to leave my gloves, just like that, okay? And then I can hand sanitize and go back to finishing cleaning the room. That doesn't make sense.
And then you can,
Because the next person who is operator is gonna be going in and cleaning the room.
yeah, or you could just say, and that is prepping the op, and, or that is prepping the op, seating a patient, dismissing a patient, and, I don't know, okay, what do we call
I
this?
know, because we're kind of in limbo here,
Yeah, you were in
right?
limbo.
So taking the kit, putting it in the ultrasonic, dropping your treatment gloves, and that is wiping down the room and seating the patient.
Wiping
It's-
down the room, or prepping,
That concludes prepping the op.
excellent.
So that concludes prepping the op.
Prepping the op, dismissing the patient, and bringing my equipment to sterilization.
Okay.
Okay.
So that concludes prepping the op, seating the patient, dismissing the patient, and bringing my instruments into sterilization.
Good.
Okay.
That was good.
Well, that was really good.
Really?
So that was only 25 minutes.
Well, actually, that's good.